So, in this second clip of the 2 day session, we have a question that why are domains formed, are the magnetic domains formed? So point number one, that we know that every system tends to reduce its internal energy. And if we talk about the internal energy of a ferromagnetic solid, it is sum of the magnetostatic energy, the domain wall energy, the magnetocrystalline anisotropy energy, and the magnetostrictive energy. The formation of the domains is triggered by the effort of the system to reduce its total energy. For example, this energy system will tend to reduce its energy, domain wall energy, system again will tend to reduce its energy, magnetocrystalline and magnetostrictive energies. The system want to reduce all of the energies, but as a whole the system has to reduce its internal energy. In some cases the magnetostatic energy can be higher and the other energies are smaller, but the total energy is higher. But in some cases the magnetostatic energy is smaller and the other energies are larger, but the total energy is smaller. So if we see that among these two states, the system will remain in the state where the total energy is smaller. So let us see what is the magnetostatic energy, or the energy of the solid due to its magnetic field. That if you consider the whole crystal as a single domain, then it will act like a bar magnet, and you can see the bar magnets have a magnetic field lines like this. So this bar magnet or this single crystal have an energy due to this magnetic field, that is the internal energy of the system. In this case, if this total system is a single domain, it will have no domain wall energy. So let us see that can this system be reduced to a lower energy. If we divide this single domain by these two domains, then you can see that now these are two bar magnets which are kept opposite to each other. In this case, the magnetic field, the total magnetic field of this system has reduced, or in other words, there is a cancellation of the magnetic field lines in these regions. So the system has reduced its magnetostatic energy as compared to this state. And if you carry on dividing these domains into smaller domains, the system gets its energy smaller and smaller and smaller. So you can say the crystal divides itself to smaller regions to get its energy reduced. So at the same time, when it is reducing one part of its energy, that is the magnetostatic energy, the domain wall energy is increasing, because when it was a single domain there was no domain wall energy, or the domain wall energy was minimum. But when this become two domains, there is a domain wall energy. Why? Because the magnetic dipoles in this domain are upward and the magnetic dipoles in this domain are downward. At this boundary, the atoms which are aligning their magnetic dipole upward will tend to align themselves in the direction of this magnetic dipole or this domain. So these at the boundary, the system is in higher energy state because you have consumed some energy to make this single domain into two domains, or in other words, to revert the direction of the dipoles across this domain wall. So whenever you create a new domain wall, you are increasing the internal energy. So on dividing this solid into domains, actually you are reducing the magnetostatic energy and you are increasing the domain wall energy. If the reduction in the magnetostatic energy is higher than the increase of the domain wall energy, then the system will continue dividing it into the domains until a point reach that when the reduction in the magnetostatic energy becomes equal to the increase in the domain wall energy, then the system gets its equilibrium state and further division of the system into smaller domains stops. If you see this equation, this is the change in the internal energy due to magnetostatic energy, and this is the change in the magnetic internal energy due to the domain wall energy. This magnetostatic energy is decreasing or it is reducing the internal energy, and this is increasing, it is positive, and it is increasing the magnetostatic energy, the total energy. If d is the domain size, the magnetostatic energy is directly proportional to the cube of the domain size, and domain wall energy is directly to the square of the domain size. That's why the change in the magnetostatic energy is higher as compared to the increase in the domain wall energy. So the system gets smaller and smaller and smaller until these two changes becomes comparable and the system stops further divisions. There is another important concept of flux closure, that instead of forming, in this case, the anti-parallel domains, if the system form the perpendicular domains as in figure 19, there is a chances of complete cancellation of the magnetic field lines. In parallel alignment of these domains, the complete cancellation is not possible, but if the domains are divided into perpendicular domains, this complete cancellation is possible, and this magnetostatic energy becomes zero. The magnetostatic energy of the part of the internal energy becomes zero. So this perpendicular division of the domain walls is more favored. This question is continued. The flux closure or the perpendicular division of the a single domain into perpendicular domain give birth to two additional energy terms. What are these energy terms? One is the magnetocrystalline anisotropy energy. Let us see what is this. If you take a crystal, in it there are different directions like 001 direction, 010 direction, 001 direction, and 100 direction, 111 direction, 110 direction. There are different directions in a crystal, and sometimes crystal is anisotropic in magnetically, it means that it has some easy direction of magnetizations and some hard direction of magnetization. So for example, if the system divides itself into perpendicular domains and this direction is easy direction of magnetization and its perpendicular direction is hard direction of magnetization, then it becomes very hard to align these two magnetic domains perpendicularly. In that case, you have to give some external energy, additional energy that will keep these internal domains perpendicular to each other. Or in other words, if we call this energy as the magnetocrystalline anisotropy energy, then with the decrease in the magnetostatic energy, you get an increase in the form of magnetocrystalline anisotropy energy. So now if you see this equation, that is the magnetostatic energy plus the domain wall energy plus the magnetocrystalline anisotropy energy. Now if you align the domains perpendicular to each other, this energy terms add to the total energy of the system. So it is not usually favorable for the magnetic domains to align perpendicular to each other. One, this factor. Let us see another factor, that is the magnetostrictive energy. This again comes from the concept of flux closure. And remember, this is the case, this magnetocrystalline energy is the case where the system or the crystals has different direction of magnetization, in which some magnetization direction are easy and some are hard. However, for the system which have all the directions as easy magnetization direction, the flux closure state is much favored and the system gets its energy reduced by the complete cancellation of the magnetostatic energy or the magnetic field lines by aligning the magnetic domains perpendicular to each other. In that case, the size of the magnetically isotropic solids have greater domain size as flux closure state may exist easily. अब अगर सिंपल अल्फाज में अगर कहना चाहें तो पहले जो एनर्जी रिडक्शन हो रही थी मैग्नेटोस्टैटिक एनर्जी में, जब पैरेलल ये डोमेन्स पैरेलल शिफ्ट हो रही थी तो सिस्टम अपनी एनर्जी रिड्यूस कर रहा था, लेकिन साथ साथ डोमेन वाल एनर्जी भी बढ़ रही थी. लेकिन अब चूँकि फ्लक्स क्लोजर स्टेट है, ये डोमेन वाल आपस में परपेंडिकुलर हो रही हैं और मैग्नेटिक फील्ड लाइंस अगर ये पैरेलल होती तो ज़्यादा साइज़ छोटा होता तो फिर मैग्नेटिक फील्ड लाइंस कम्प्लीटली कैंसिल होती. लेकिन चूँकि अब ये परपेंडिकुलर भी हैं तो मैग्नेटिक फील्ड लाइन जल्दी कैंसिल हो जाएंगी और आपका डोमेन का साइज़ बड़ा होगा और डोमेन फर्दर रिड्यूस नहीं करेगी क्योंकि उससे डोमेन वॉल एनर्जी इंक्रीज करने के चांसेस हैं. सो यू कैन से दैट in magnetically isotropic solids the domain size is greater than in the magnetically anisotropic solids. The second term, this was the magnetocrystalline energy, and the second term is the magnetostrictive energy. Magnetostriction hinders the flux closure state for anisotropic magnetic crystal. What actually happens? For example, this is the magnetic rotation from easy direction to a hard direction or from one easy direction to another easy direction causes a change in shape of the crystal, making the crystal lattice longer in one direction and shorter in the other direction. Here you can see already these domains are anti-parallel, north south, south north, north south, but when these rotates perpendicular, you can see that this system get elongated in one direction and get shortened or compressed in the other direction. However, since these domains are held in the rigid crystal, rigid surrounding, and this rigid surrounding of the domains prevent the actual change in shape of the crystal or actual change in dimension of the crystal, but in this state there will be some residual stresses or strains, or the system is in the stressed condition or the strained condition, requiring more energy to create domains. इस सूरत में और मज़ीद डोमेन्स क्रिएट करना मुश्किल है. फॉर एग्ज़ाम्पल, you require some additional energy, that is magnetostrictive energy, to create this situation, because in this situation the system will be in the stress state. So this is again hindered by the magnetostrictive energy. This is for the magnetically anisotropic solids. For magnetically isotropic solids, this situation is not created because all the directions are easy direction. So these are some energies which give rise to the total internal energy. For example, if we move again toward slide number 13, this is the magnetostatic energy, this is the domain wall energy, this is the magnetocrystalline energy and the magnetostrictic energy. The system will continue dividing itself into smaller domains until the total energy of the system carry on decreasing. Once the system is in its lowest energy state, the system will not divide itself into further domains. Okay, and this is why a system divides itself into smaller domains. In next sections we will see the basic phenomena behind the fact that the magnetic dipoles are aligned within each domain. जो हमारा नेक्स्ट सेशन होगा उसमें हम ये देखेंगे कि वो कौन सी कुव्वत है, वो कौन सी फोर्स है जो इस डोमेन के अंदर जो मैग्नेटिक डाइपोल्स हैं या जो एटॉमिक डाइपोल्स हैं उनको आपस में पैरेलल अलाइन करती है. थैंक यू वेरी मच स्टूडेंट्स.